friends. Welcome back to the Creating Wealth and Wellness podcast with me, Tara Missildine, and my co-host, Amanda Kingsley. Today, we are going to take you on a journey where freedom is cultivated through personal development, where women connect to fuel their futures, and where wealth is created as a byproduct of being well. How many times have I said that and I just stumbled over a word?
So good.
Welcome, everybody. And hi, Amanda.
Hey.
Hi. We are so excited. Today, we are going to be doing a deep dive into the mind of Amanda Kingsley.
Uh-oh.
Buckle up, everyone.
This is your warning. Do you want to keep listening?
we so do. There's no turning back now. They're here. They're in. Let's get clear. Okay, so before we do that, though, let's do our traditional thing that we do. Which is our gratitude. What are you grateful for today, Amanda?
I feel like this is one you've given before, and you probably are the one who got me hooked. You and another friend, who was my doula partner, Marissa Potter. You're like the seltzer queens in my mind. And I've been drinking a ton of seltzer lately, and it's just like so perfect for the summer. It's like, you know, not loaded with sugar, but it's also not just, it's interesting and bubbly and refreshing, and I'm really
hydrating.
So
I'm like all these wonderful things.
Right now I have coffee and seltzer in front of me, so life can't really get any better.
Nice. I have seltzer and chai. I've been on a crazy chai kick lately.
Ooh, yeah.
It's so good. For some reason I just crave that little bit of spice with
that's really interesting because 5 elements wise, in terms of Chinese medicine, we're in the season when offshoot, we're in the our hearts are really quiet. Our heart element is quiet, and I love that chai is like that fire. It's like bringing that fire back.
Interesting.
So it's really interesting that you're craving it, and I feel like that's chai to me is just it gets the blood flowing.
It's that spicy heat, even though it's cold and refreshing. It's a little bit of
so it makes total sense to me that that's what your body wants.
Yeah, weird, because usually this time of year I'm craving really sour, lemonade off the chain, craving all of the lemons and limes and stuff like that. And not right now, not this year.
Yeah.
So interesting. Amanda, I want to dive into our interview because we're already not going to have nearly enough time.
Did you say your gratitude?
Oh,
okay. Maybe it was chai.
it can totally be chai. I was looking at it very lovingly. Oh, you know what it could be? Since now I'm looking at it. See, I'll show you in our video.
I actually
it's one of those tumblers that has the double stainless wall, and this can sit out in the sun with ice cubes in it for 12 hours and still be cold. It's amazing.
I saw you drinking from that. I was eyeing your cup.
I totally love it. And I mean, you can pay $50 for one of these cups, and I think I got it for $7 at Tractor Supply.
Nice.
So I love it. And it's pink. It's blush. Bring us. Okay, Amanda, we're going to do a deep dive with you today, and I can't wait because we did a kind of an interview podcast really early on to hear a little bit about your why and your why program, but today I think it's going to be so much more. It's going to come up, but it's so much more.
I'm laughing that you brought up the blush episode. So if you're listening and you did not listen to the episode of blush, we'll have to put a show note into that because that was one of my favorite episodes.
It was so much fun.
The reason I'm laughing is that when I launched the newest evolution of my life coaching business, all the colors were blush, the blush palette. And I if you listen to that episode and you know what I'm talking about, you're laughing too. If not, go back and laugh and giggle. But for those who did not listen, it's a color that I resisted, which is kind of why Tara brought it up, and it was funny. And as I've sunk into connecting with women and doing this life coaching work and sinking into the heart and the soul and the desires, blush just popped through, and it's the color of everything I do in life coaching now.
Which I think is so funny.
Really,
I love it. Okay, so that's a great segue though. So how is everything going with your life coaching right now? Because you mentioned the launch of your newest evolution program.
I'm so happy.
What's going on?
So we did an interview, I think maybe it launched at the beginning of this year, and I hadn't really fully committed to life coaching yet. And I am most grateful for network marketing. I'd run a few businesses before I found network marketing. So I already was sort of on a like run your own business track in terms of entrepreneurship, but more not really in the coaching world. And then I am most grateful to network marketing for introducing me to personal development and this concept of like taking control of your life and just really asking questions about what you want and where you're at and why are you thinking that and where is that thought leading you, and taking back power, because I spent a lot of years without power, which is just so not where any of us want to be. I was like in victim mode and scarcity mode and fear mode and overwhelm mode and stress mode. And I had some really amazing years in network marketing. And I feel like the biggest thing I took away was this interest in coaching and this interest in personal growth and development. And it's, so at the very beginning of January, I said, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to like explore what it would be like to maybe be a life coach. And I threw some programs together. I launched a retreat. And it just has kept evolving and evolving and evolving. And I'm now in this mind-blowing co-coaching experience with a dear friend and mentor and woman who's been so inspirational in my journey, Jen Heilman. And we are just killing it in this life coaching thing. Like, it just feels so good and so right. And I'm super grateful that network marketing led me here. And I'm super grateful that I got over my fears about coaching. I've now invested in a program that I was curious what certification program you went through, Tara, but I decided to get a certification from my favorite mentor.
Oh, I'm so excited for you.
So that doesn't start until October, but I am just so elated. I feel like she's only going to make things so much better. And I love it. I am so in, like, I feel like I've said this before about things, but like I've never been as in love with anything ever. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm really so happy for you. I know that you were kind of going back and forth of whether or not that was the right choice, but I think it's going to be amazing. She's such an amazing teacher.
So excited.
Yeah, that's really
so if no one's if listeners haven't heard me mention her podcast, it's called The Life Coach School. A friend of mine introduced it to me. I think Tara had already listened to it. We hadn't talked about it, but she has a podcast which you can learn so much.
It's wonderful.
It's one of the most value-packed podcasts like out there, and I listen to a lot of podcasts. But The Life Coach School by Brooke Castillo, and I've been in her self-coaching scholars program for a year come August.
Wow. That went by fast.
Yeah, I have learned so much. And the next evolution for me is to just become a life coach, certified life coach through her. And her approach is very matter of fact, very formulaic, which is like not exact. I'm super intuitive. I'm very like, go with the flow, follow what you're feeling, trust yourself. And she is too, but she's also she's a little bit masculine, wouldn't you say, in her coaching approach? It's like it's
a little bit traditional. It's very like, it's just so concrete and trustworthy. Yeah, so like yeah, it's really
breaks it down
not and makes necessarily intuitive, because she has confronted my intuition a couple of times and I'm like, oh damn, I think she's right. You know?
Right?
I think I'm wrong right now.
Yeah. Certainly.
She's brilliant. She's absolutely brilliant. And she's so in her calling for sure.
Yeah. And so I've been following her very heavily for a year and a half and like really in it deep with her for a year. And it's already the coaching that I'm offering. The coaching that I'm offering is mostly centered around the why word,
Mm.
which I feel like we have done an episode about. That's my sort of take, but I use her coaching model every single time I'm on with a client. It just always comes back to, let's look at the bare bones of what's happening in your brain and your mind, and let's decide what and how you want to shift that to get the results that you want in your life, whether it's parenting or business or finding true love, or doesn't matter what it is. It's the same process for everything.
Mm-hmm.
So once you learn that process, you can apply it to everything. And that's the thing I love most about Brooke, and the thing that I'm most excited to provide to people is that I feel like in my coaching, I'm able to give people tools that they can use for the rest of their life. Like, sure, I'm happy to provide coaching for people as long as they're growing and changing, but it's not always something you need for a long time. It's not something you have to commit to for the rest of your life. You commit to learning the tools and then applying the tools. And that just feels so good to me, to give people the tools they need to live empowered lives, like to take back their power and their control,
Yeah. So can you talk to us a little bit more about how your work with the why how does it integrate in with Brooke's model? And then
absolutely. So let's just quickly overview Brooke's model, which is that there's circumstances which are just factual, like I am at a party. Not I'm at an overwhelming party, or this party sucks, or I'm so excited to be around these people. Like, just like I am at a party. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then the next piece of the model is, what's the thought you're having about this experience? And then your thoughts create your feelings. Your feelings.
So the thought would be that this is an overwhelming party.
Yes.
The adjective.
Or I'm so excited to be around so-and-so,
Yeah.
Our thoughts create our feelings. So the feeling may be anxious if you're overwhelmed. The feeling may be excited if you're excited about who you're with. Then our feelings create our actions. So if we're overwhelmed, we may retreat. We might sink to the corner. We might go to the bathroom a lot. We might leave. If we're excited, we might really interact with a lot of people, learn new things, try new foods. So our feelings create our actions, and our actions create our results. And our results are how we walked away from the party. How did we feel? Now, what we do first is we recognize the model that's actually happening. What's actually happening to me right now? And then we say to ourselves, what do I want my results to be? Or what do I want my feelings to be? And then we use that formula to sort of create the new thought that will get us the feelings and the results that we desire. So in terms of the why work, the very easiest thing to do is you run through the model, the life as you're experiencing. What's the thought I'm having? What's the feeling it's creating? What's the action that's happening? What's the result I'm getting? Then you can take that why word, which anyone who's worked with me may be plugging in their why word already. But the why word is a feeling word. So we put that word right into the feeling line, right? It's either a feeling or a result. For me, my why word is growth. So I might plug growth right into the result. And then I work the other parts of the model to figure out what I need to do and think to get the result of growth, to feel spirited, to feel...
Which is my word, everybody.
Spirited Growth Summit. Ding, 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 ding.
Not named that for no reason.
Yeah. So when we know our why word, and I have a super simple process, it is 100% effective, gets you to figure out your why word. It does take about an hour to really understand it and get there. But once you have that why word, you start to live your life by it. If I want growth to be my result, what do I need to do? Mm-hmm. If I want to feel spirited, what do I want to do? If I want to feel connected, what do I need to do? And it just takes a little bit of coaching and a little bit of awareness to figure that out. And then you start to apply that yourself, and you start to live your life based around your why, which to me is your inner light and your fire and your fuel. When I'm overwhelmed and frustrated and freaked out, I just go back to my why. Like, what is growth asking me to do? Like I had a really hard day yesterday, and it's like in the stars. Like, I felt like a terrible, if you saw my Instagram, like I felt like a terrible parent. I felt like a terrible coach. I felt like a terrible friend. I felt like a terrible wife, like all of it, just bam. And we don't follow life coaching tools or why words to make all that go away. That's not the goal. The goal is to take back power and live intentionally and live purposefully. And so I just bailed last night and went to bed early. I was so excited to go to bed early, put closure on the day, and wake up today and be like, it's a fresh start. I could have, because I know that growth is my goal. And some days are just not so good days. That's okay. I don't want to think positive thoughts and make all the bad stuff go away. That's not life coaching. Mm-hmm. Life coaching is living intentionally and purposefully and saying to myself, don't push yourself. Go to bed. Let tomorrow come. Allow it to be a fresh start. Now, 2 or 3 years ago, I might have gone to bed going like, I can't believe I have to do this all again tomorrow. Like, none of this is going to go away. I'm just going to have to face it all again tomorrow. My life is terrible. When is it ever going to change? And that's what I would have woken up feeling. But I had a frustrating day, and I woke up feeling great because I went to bed choosing growth. I went to bed leaning into my why. And it allowed me to just accept a yucky day for being a yucky day and have awareness that doesn't mean tomorrow's going to be yucky. So that to me is like the core of using your why in combination with really deep thought awareness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. I think of Brooke's model as sort of like an emotional algebra.
Yeah, totally. That's a really good way to look at it.
Let's solve for X. Let's solve for feelings. And integrating it with the why, like whether yours is a feeling word or a results word, it's sort of like making the whole equation easier because you already have one predetermined variable.
Yes.
So like you already know the answer to one, which makes solving for the rest so much easier.
So much easier. And when we figure out your why word, we use a systematic process and we test it. Okay, is this going to help you when you're stressed with your kids? Is this going to help you when you're going for a raise at work? Is this going to help you when you're stuck in traffic? Is this going to help you when you're trying to write a book? So we factor all that in when we're finding the why word. And when we factor all that in, we have already tested so many places that we know that it's going to serve you. It's going to give you the light and the fuel and the power and the energy you need to get through whatever it is you're getting through. Because life does happen. People get in car accidents. Like, people get sick. Kids throw tantrums. We just want to be able to react. We can't control the circumstances, but we can control our reaction to the circumstances. That's how we control our life. Not by controlling whatever other people do or what things happen to us. We control our life by being purposeful in our reaction to the world.
Yeah. So in Brooke's model, essentially, the only part of that equation that you can't change is the circumstance.
Exactly.
The original thing. And even then you can actually change a lot of those. You can change them if they're currently happening. You can't necessarily change them if they've already happened. Okay. So Amanda, for the essence of giving people value to take away, if you had to distill all of your life coaching expertise and knowledge and wisdom into a valuable takeaway for the podcast audience today, what would that be?
Yeah, it would just be keep asking yourself, what do I want to feel? I'm in an argument with my partner. Not what do I feel? That's important too. But what do I want to feel? You know, I am stuck in traffic. Like, here's what I'm feeling. What do I want to feel? I am, you know, I'm going for a promotion at work. What do I want to feel? Whether I get the result I want, whether the traffic clears, whether the argument clears, whether you get the promotion or not, what do you want to feel? Because it's such a simple question, but we don't ask it enough. And if we don't know what we want to feel, the chances of us actually feeling it are pretty slim, because we're not making choices that will bring us to that place.
Right.
So without knowing your why specifically, or without understanding how to use life coaching tools like Brooke's model, keep asking yourself, what do I want to feel? What can I do so that I will feel that way? It's like the simplest way to break it down. And just play with that in all situations of your life. What do I want to feel? Not what am I feeling? We're really good at knowing what we are feeling. Not always, but especially when it's negative feelings. People are really good at talking about their negative feelings, but we're not so good at taking that next step and going, how long do I want to feel this? Like, do I want to feel this for my entire marriage? Do I want to feel this until my kids are left my house? Do I want to feel this while I'm in this job? We're not so good at like really claiming what we want and then taking action toward it. So that would be my takeaway. Keep asking yourself, what do you want to feel? And what can you do right now to lead toward feeling there?
I love that. And I've done some of the why work with you. I went through your 9-week program.
Yes.
And came to the retreat. Yeah. Oh, the 6-week program.
Yeah.
Yep. And what I love now is that I can ask myself that question, and my why always fits.
It does.
You know, I might want some version of that, but even the version of that is to lead to that. So you get to ask even more evolved questions once you do know the why. It's like, how do I want to feel? I already know I want to feel spirited. What can I do right now that makes me feel that way?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I love how they integrate the two.
And what would I do if I felt spirited? Right now I feel angry. Right. But what would I do? What would I do if I felt spirited? You know, right now I feel frustrated, but what would I do if I felt spirited? And it's so silly. It's like, well, if I knew what I'd do, I'd just do it, right? Like that's some people's reaction. They're like, I don't know what I'd do. But that most of the time, that's because you're not slowing down and taking a moment to write it on a piece of paper or to really, truly like step back. Because you don't know what to do when you're in the thick of it and you're claiming the anger, right? Like you can't claim anger and spirit at the same time. You have to choose one or the other. Right. So if you're in the anger, you got to step back. Just simply ask yourself the question, what would I do if I felt spirited? Where is spirit guiding me? You know, and where is growth guiding me? What would I do if I were choosing growth? And it's so simple, but it's not. It takes tons of practice. It's not hard work, but it's work you need to commit to. And then after you do, like, you get really good at it, and it just becomes a part of your thought process. You know, it's like leaning into God. If you're religious, you just lean into your why. It's just there with you all the time, but there is a learning curve to accept it.
It's worth it though. And on that note, so we've quickly mentioned the 6-week why program, Discovering Your Why, the Women, Wine, and Why retreat, which is happening again. So those are a couple of the ways that people can start working with you. What are some of the other kinds of programs that you're currently offering?
Yeah, most of my life coaching right now is in a co-coaching model with Jen Heilman. So we have 2 programs right now. One we're just about launching. We have run it with people, but we haven't officially launched it yet. It's called a Believe Again Breakthrough. And it will be launched by the time this episode airs. So Believe Again Breakthrough is one session with each of us the session with me, you choose, well, for both of us, you choose your focus. Do I want to focus on money, love, parenting, whatever the thing is? You choose your focus, and then we give you tools for that focus in that session. So that's like what we call Believe Again breakthrough session. So that's a really quick, easy way to get some life coaching.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one is a program called Connected Growth. And that the next time that runs is going to be in October. It's an 8-week program. It is mind-blowing transformational work. Because we work from the inside out and the outside in, just like you do, Tara, with elements and archetypes, but we do it with mindset work, why work, and feng shui.
Awesome.
So yeah, if you want to work with just me, a why session is best. I will have some automated programs coming up soon, but the collaborative life coaching through Connected Growth Coaching, which is a website we're creating right now, will also be launched by the time this
exciting.
So just reach out, tell me what you want, and I will direct you toward the best option for you.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Any other parting words?
No, it's been fun, and I'm just really grateful to all the things that led me here, and you were a big part of that. Even just like launching this podcast and participating in the retreat, and just it's hard to get where you're going, where you want to go, if you're not surrounded by people who support you. And Tara's always been one of those people. So
thanks. I feel exactly the same about you. It's mutual for sure.
Good stuff.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, Amanda. Oh, do you want to close with an ask?
My ask would be just check it out. Take a peek at life coaching, whether it's through some of the things that I put out there, podcasting, blogging, social media, but take a peek and see if it's something that can serve you, because I think more people can benefit from life coaching. Well, I know
everyone
more people can benefit from life coaching than realize.
Yeah, cool. So let's see. My ask for today is it's actually of the universe that it can withhold whatever bad luck is supposed to happen on Friday the 13th. That's my ask. Just hold it. I'll take the day, hold the bad luck. All right.
Let's all surround Tara in a bubble.
Yes, please send me a protective bubble, but don't leave a crack in your own.
Good one.
All right. Till next time.
Bye.